9 foods to build muscle after 60, even on a budget. Did you know that after the age of 60, your body starts to lose muscle faster than it did in your younger years? And it's not just about how you look, it's about how you live. Weak muscles don't just make everyday tasks harder. They can put your energy, independence, and quality of life at risk. But here's the good news. What you eat can literally change the game. In fact, the right foods, even simple, affordable ones, can help you rebuild strength, improve mobility, and feel more capable in your own body again. In this video, we're diving into 9 science-backed foods that support muscle health after 60. Whether you eat meat or follow a plant-based diet, whether you're cooking on a budget or growing food in your backyard, there are options here for everyone. We'll also cover how things like resistance training and sleep play into this, and why food number 8 might just be the most important of all for muscle recovery, and hardly anyone talks about it. Plus, toward the end, I'll share simple, practical ways to include these foods in your daily meals, so you don't just hear about them, you use them. Because here's the truth. If you're feeling weaker, more tired, or less steady than you used to, the solution might not be more medication or more rest. It might just be right on your plate. But first, wait, tell us, where are you watching from? How old are you? We read every comment, and they help keep this community strong. So don't be shy, drop a hello below, and let's support each other on this journey to better health. Let's get into it, and I'll show you exactly where to start. Now, before we dive into the 9 foods that help rebuild muscle, let's take 60 seconds to talk about the real hero behind muscle growth after 60 and why most older adults aren't getting nearly enough of it. We're talking about protein. See, protein isn't just for bodybuilders or young athletes. For older adults, it's actually essential and maybe even more important now than it ever was before. Why? Because as we age, something called anabolic resistance kicks in. That means your body doesn't use protein as efficiently anymore. So even if you're eating the same way you did at 40 or 50, it might not be enough to maintain muscle, let alone build new strength. But here's the empowering part. Once you understand how much protein you really need and where to get it, things change quickly. According to top nutrition experts, a good goal is about 1.5 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. So if you weigh 154 pounds, and that's 70 kilograms, you'd aim for around 105 grams of protein a day. And here's something most people don't realize. You don't need fancy supplements or expensive ingredients to hit that number. There are affordable, everyday foods, both animal and plant-based, that pack a serious protein punch. Foods you can grow yourself, pick up at your local market, or maybe even find in your own backyard. We're talking about simple options like chicken breast, eggs, peanuts, chickpeas, and more. Yes, even raising your own chickens for eggs can be a game-changing source of what many call the ultimate superfood for seniors. And in just a moment, we're going to explore the 12 most powerful muscle-friendly foods, starting with one that's packed with over 30% protein and is probably already in your kitchen. But first, here's a quick reality check. As we get older, our nutrition needs change. What worked in your 40s may no longer serve your body in your 60s or 70s. You might need more of certain nutrients and less of others. Protein, that's one you likely need more of. So if your goal is to stay strong, steady, and independent, this is your moment to take action. Stick with me, because in the next few minutes, you'll learn exactly how to turn everyday meals into muscle-building machines. Let's dive into food number 1, and why it's considered a gold standard for lean, high-quality protein. Food number 1, chicken breast, the gold standard for muscle over 60. All right, let's kick off the list with a true classic, one that stood the test of time when it comes to building lean, healthy muscle. Chicken breast. You've probably heard it before, but here's why it really matters after 60. Skinless chicken breast contains up to 30 grams of high-quality protein in just 100 grams. That's about the size of your palm. But it's not just the amount that counts, it's the type. Chicken is what we call a complete protein, meaning it delivers all the essential amino acids your muscles need to repair and grow. Even better, it's easy to digest, making it perfect for older adults who may have slower digestion or sensitive stomachs. And here's something most people don't know. The specific cut of chicken makes a big difference. While thighs or wings might taste richer, they also come with more saturated fat, which can be tough on your heart and waistline. That's why chicken breast is considered the leanest, cleanest, and most efficient option if you're focused on strength and health. Now, how much should you eat? For most older adults, just 100 to 150 grams per day, around one serving at lunch or dinner, can go a long way toward hitting your protein target. And if you're wondering how to fit it into your meals, it couldn't be easier. Grilled, baked, shredded into soups or salads, chicken breast is versatile, budget-friendly, and fast to prep. Pro tip: to figure out your personal protein needs, take your weight in kilograms and multiply it by 1.5. So if you weigh 70 kilograms, about 154 pounds, that's 105 grams of protein daily. Now break that into 3 to 4 meals a day and aim for 25 to 30 grams of protein per meal. That's one palm-sized chicken breast, an egg or two in the morning, maybe some yogurt or nuts as a snack, and you're already there. Bottom line, if you're over 60 and serious about staying strong, chicken breast isn't just another food on your plate. It's a power move for your muscles. Coming up next, we'll explore a plant-based powerhouse that's perfect for vegans, vegetarians, or anyone who wants muscle without meat. Let's keep going. Food number 2, peanuts, the plant-based power snack. Looking for a plant-based way to boost your protein without breaking the bank? Let me introduce you to one of the most underrated muscle foods out there, peanuts. Yep, the humble peanut isn't just a snack from your childhood. It's actually a muscle-building secret weapon. Here's why. Peanuts pack a serious protein punch. With about 20 to 23 grams of protein per 100 grams, that's nearly as much as chicken. And they come straight from the ground, not the farm. Even better, they're loaded with healthy fats and calories, which can be a good thing, especially if you're underweight, feeling frail, or struggling to keep weight on. See, many older adults actually need more calories to support strength and energy. Peanuts offer a delicious, affordable way to do that, with around 400 to 500 calories per 100 grams. But before you go eating handfuls straight from the jar, here's the reality. Most of us don't sit down and eat 100 grams of peanuts in one go. That's about 3.5 ounces, or close to a full cup. Instead, try adding smaller amounts throughout the day. Sprinkle crushed peanuts on your oatmeal or salad, blend them into a smoothie. Spread a spoonful of peanut butter on toast or apple slices. Just be mindful. If you're watching calories or trying to lose weight, portion control is key. Oh, and here's a great tip for an energy-packed combo. Peanuts plus bananas. Together, they deliver protein and quick fuel, perfect before a walk, light workout, or even just running errands. Bottom line, peanuts are an easy, shelf-stable, and budget-friendly way to sneak extra protein and healthy fats into your day, especially when you're looking to rebuild strength, one snack at a time. Up next, we're cracking open one of the simplest, most versatile superfoods on the planet. And no, it's not what you think. Let's keep going. Food number 3, eggs, nature's perfect protein for seniors. If there's one food that stood the test of time, it's this one. Affordable, easy to cook, and packed with nutrients. We're talking about eggs. Now you might be thinking, wait, aren't eggs bad for cholesterol? That's one of the biggest myths out there. And today, science tells a very different story. Eggs are actually one of the most complete, nutrient-dense foods you can eat, especially if you're over 60 and trying to rebuild strength. Let's break it down. One large egg contains around 6 grams of high-quality protein, and not just any protein. We're talking about bioavailable protein, the kind your body can easily absorb and use to build and repair muscle. But here's where it gets even better. Eggs also contain choline, which supports brain health, and nerve signaling vitamin D, which helps with calcium absorption and muscle function, and healthy fats, which keep you full and energized. And the best part? They're incredibly versatile. Whether you like them boiled, scrambled, poached, or turned into a fluffy omelet, you've got options. For example, a 5-egg omelet gives you nearly 30 grams of protein, roughly the same as a full serving of chicken breast. That's a powerhouse breakfast, or even dinner, that helps you hit your daily protein goal without supplements. Worried about fat or calories? If you're watching your intake, try using a nonstick pan with minimal oil, cooking with olive oil instead of butter, mixing whole eggs with egg whites to balance the fat to protein ratio. And if you raise your own chickens, even better. Fresh eggs from home can be an incredibly accessible and sustainable source of protein, especially for rural or budget-conscious seniors. So here's the takeaway. Eggs are no longer the bad guy. In fact, they might just be one of the best foods for older adults looking to stay strong, sharp, and independent. Coming up next, we're talking about a classic American staple that packs a protein punch, but only if you choose the right cut. Let's crack into it. Food number 4, beef, the strength-building staple if you choose the right cut. Let's talk about a classic, a food that's been on American dinner plates for generations, and when chosen wisely, can be a powerful ally in the fight against muscle loss. We're talking about beef. Now, beef sometimes gets a bad rap, and sure, not all cuts are created equal. But here's the truth. When you choose the right kind of beef, you're getting one of the most dense, complete sources of muscle-building protein out there. Just 100 grams of lean beef, like sirloin or filet, delivers 25 to 28 grams of protein, along with key nutrients like iron to support blood flow and energy, zinc, for tissue repair, B12, for nerve and muscle function. But here's the catch, and it's an important one. Not all beef is equal when it comes to fat. Cuts like ribeye or short ribs may be delicious, but they come with higher levels of saturated fat, which can work against your heart health, especially as you age. That's why your best bet is to stick with lean cuts. Sirloin, tenderloin, top round ground beef labeled 90% lean or higher. And here's a tip. If you enjoy fattier cuts occasionally, just balance them out with lighter meals throughout the day. It's about consistency, not perfection. So how much beef should you eat? If you're aiming for muscle maintenance or growth, even 2 to 3 servings a week of lean beef can help you meet your protein goals, especially when combined with other sources like eggs, dairy, or legumes. Bottom line, when it comes to building strength after 60, lean beef can be your friend, as long as you're smart about your portions and cuts. Up next, we'll dive into one of the most affordable sources of both protein and omega-3s. And believe it or not, it's hiding in the canned food aisle. Let's keep going. Food number 5, sardines, the tiny fish with big benefits. Now here's a food most people overlook, but if you're over 60, it might just be one of the smartest additions to your diet. Say hello to the mighty sardine. These little fish are packed with more than just flavor. They're one of the most affordable, nutrient-dense, and senior-friendly protein sources on the planet. Let's break it down. In just 100 grams of sardines, you get around 25 grams of protein, up to 2 grams of omega-3 fatty acids, plus vitamin D, calcium, and B vitamins. That's a whole lot of muscle support in a tiny package. And if you've heard omega-3s are good for your heart and brain, you're right. But here's what most people don't know. Omega-3s also play a major role in preserving muscle tissue and reducing age-related inflammation, a key factor in preventing muscle loss. Now you might be thinking, but I don't live near the ocean. No problem. Sardines are widely available canned or frozen, often at a fraction of the cost of fresh fish. And yes, canned sardines still retain their omega-3s, protein, and minerals. Just check the label and go for versions packed in water or olive oil with low sodium if possible. One important note, if you're watching your salt intake, especially for blood pressure, keep an eye on those sodium levels. But for most people, a serving a few times a week is not only safe, it's a nutritional powerhouse. Bottom line, sardines are tiny fish with a huge impact on muscle strength, heart health, and longevity, all without stretching your grocery budget. Coming up next, a smooth, creamy, high-protein food that's been flying under the radar for years, and it might just become your new favorite snack. Let's dive in. Food number 6, cottage cheese, the forgotten muscle builder. If there's one food that deserves a serious comeback, it's this one. Smooth, creamy, and surprisingly powerful. Let's talk about cottage cheese. Now, I know it's not the trendiest item in the dairy aisle, but if you're over 60 and want to maintain strength, mobility, and bone health, this humble cheese might just become your new best friend. Here's why. In just 100 grams of cottage cheese, you're getting around 10 grams of high-quality protein, a good dose of calcium for bones and muscles, and almost no added sugar or heavy fat, making it a light, clean choice. It's also incredibly versatile. Add it to breakfast with fruit or nuts, spread it on toast with a sprinkle of pepper, stir it into scrambled eggs for extra creaminess, or eat it by the spoonful as a satisfying snack. And here's something you might not know. For people with osteoporosis, low appetite, or muscle loss, cottage cheese is one of the easiest ways to add protein without feeling heavy or full. Don't tolerate lactose well? Many brands now offer lactose-free versions that are just as nutritious and easy to digest. And if you're thinking, well, I haven't had that since the 70s, trust me, it's time to reintroduce it. Bottom line, cottage cheese is a low-cost, high-impact food that helps support muscles, bones, and healthy aging, all in a few creamy spoonfuls. Next up, a cool, tangy breakfast favorite that's packed with gut-friendly bacteria and the muscle-building nutrients your body craves. Let's keep it going. Food number 7, Greek yogurt, the gut-friendly muscle booster. If you're looking for a food that's easy on the stomach, rich in protein, and great for your gut, look no further than Greek yogurt. Now, not all yogurts are created equal, but Greek yogurt stands out for a few powerful reasons. First, let's talk protein. Just 100 grams of Greek yogurt gives you 4 to 6 grams of protein. And if you go for the high-protein versions, it can be even more. But here's the real magic. Greek yogurt is full of probiotics, those friendly bacteria that help keep your digestive system balanced. Why does that matter for muscle? Because when your gut is healthy, your body can absorb more amino acids from your food, digest nutrients more efficiently, and even reduce inflammation that can damage muscle tissue over time. In other words, a happy gut, or stronger muscles, and it gets better. Greek yogurt also delivers calcium for bones, B vitamins for energy, and a smooth, satisfying texture that works great any time of day. Try it in the morning with fruit and oats, as a midday snack with nuts or honey, or even as a base for sauces, dressings, or smoothies. Bottom line, Greek yogurt is a simple, powerful, and delicious way to support both your gut health and your muscle strength, all in one spoonful. Coming up next, a food that's caused a lot of controversy over the years, but new science is finally setting the record straight. Let's talk about milk. Food number 8, milk. Debunking the myths, reclaiming the benefits. Few foods have sparked as much debate in recent years as milk. Some say it's inflammatory, others say we shouldn't drink it after childhood. But what does the science actually say, especially when it comes to seniors and muscle health? Let's clear the air. First off, for most older adults who don't have a dairy allergy or lactose intolerance, milk is not only safe, it's incredibly beneficial. Here's why. A single 8-ounce glass, about 200 milliliters, of milk contains 6 grams of complete protein, a solid dose of calcium for strong bones, and vitamin D, which helps with both bone and muscle maintenance. In fact, milk has long been called a perfect recovery food because it naturally contains the protein-carb combination that helps rebuild muscles after activity, even light walking or resistance exercises. But what about inflammation? Great question. And here's the truth. Dozens of studies, including large reviews from nutrition, science journals, and health organizations, have found no evidence that milk causes inflammation in people without a diagnosed allergy or sensitivity. So where did the myth come from? Mostly from online trends, not research. And unfortunately, many older adults have stopped drinking milk unnecessarily, leading to protein and calcium deficiencies, which over time can mean weaker muscles, fragile bones, and loss of independence. Now, if you're truly lactose intolerant, no problem. You can still enjoy lactose-free milk almond, soy, or oat milk with added protein and calcium, or fermented dairy like yogurt and aged cheeses, which often contain less lactose. And if you're worried about animal milk being unnatural for humans, consider this. We're also the only species that drives cars, uses smartphones, and cooks food over fire. Drinking milk is just one more way humans have learned to adapt and thrive. So let's set the record straight. For most older adults, milk is a low-cost, highly accessible, and science-backed way to get high-quality protein, calcium, and hydration, all in one glass. Want to make it even better? Add milk to oatmeal, protein shakes coffee, or drink it straight as a nighttime snack to support overnight recovery. Because the truth is, what you don't eat or drink after 60 can matter just as much as what you do. And milk? It still deserves a place at your table. Coming up next, we're diving into a plant-based powerhouse that's been feeding civilizations for centuries and is making a big comeback in senior health circles. Let's talk chickpeas. Food number 9, chickpeas, the plant-based protein with ancient power. Looking for a budget-friendly, meat-free way to support your muscles? Then say hello to one of the oldest, most powerful superfoods in the world. Chickpeas. Also known as garbanzo beans, chickpeas have been a staple in Mediterranean and Middle Eastern diets for thousands of years. And for good reason. Just 1 cup of cooked chickpeas gives you around 9 to 10 grams of plant-based protein, a big dose of fiber for gut health and steady energy, and important minerals like iron, magnesium, and potassium. But what makes chickpeas especially great for seniors? It's their versatility and digestibility. You can toss them into salads, blend them into hummus, roast them for a crunchy snack, or mix them into soups and stews. And because they're soft when cooked, they're gentle on aging teeth and easy on digestion. Even better, they're one of the most affordable protein sources out there, making them ideal if you're watching your grocery budget. Plus, chickpeas help balance blood sugar and keep you full longer, which means fewer cravings and better weight management over time. Bottom line, chickpeas are a muscle-friendly, heart-smart, and wallet-approved way to get more protein on your plate. No meat required. So there you have it. 9 simple foods that can help you stay strong, active, and energized after 60. No gimmicks, no expensive plans, just real food and small choices that make a big difference. Because muscle isn't just for the young, it's for you right now. Which food will you try first? Which one surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. And if you found this helpful, give it a like, share it with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe. The best years of strength and confidence, they might just be ahead. Let's make them count.